NASCAR just made a decision that has the entire motorsports world divided. While Garrett Mitchell, better known as Cleetus McFarland, was being told he's not ready for the high banks of Talladega, he was quietly signing a deal that might just make him the most powerful independent force in racing today. We're talking about a massive multi-year partnership with Polaris that's about to change every single thing at the Freedom Factory. But here's the thing, there's a catch. A catch that could redefine what it means to be a YouTube racer, and honestly, it's a move that should have the NASCAR front office sweating. Today, we're breaking down the controversy, the viewership numbers that NASCAR simply cannot ignore, and the real reason behind the Talladega ban. We're going deep into the Polaris integration and why this is much bigger than just a logo on a car. If you're a fan of freedom, horsepower, and the underdog story of the decade, you're in the right place. Before we dive into the data, do me a quick favor, hit that subscribe button and join our garage. We're tracking every move in this creator-to-pro racing revolution. Let's address the elephant in the room. April 25th was supposed to be a historic day for the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series at Talladega. The fans were ready, the merch was ready. But NASCAR officials stepped in and hit the brakes on Cleetus. The official reason? Progression. NASCAR's John Probst and Steve O'Donnell made it clear Garrett is currently approved for short tracks and trucks, but super speedways? That's a hard not yet. They want to see him earn it, race by race. Now let's look at the logic. At Rockingham, Cleetus finished fourth in the RCA East race, an incredible result, but his O'Reilly debut ended in 32nd after a chaotic day where the car was frankly a handful. Critics say he was loose and off the pace, but here's where the fans are getting loud. Every single weekend we see established pro drivers wreck the field, misjudge pit road, or spin out on their own. Yet when the YouTube guy has one rough day, the gatekeepers pull the plug. Is it about safety, or is it about control? Because when you look at the numbers, the safety argument starts to look a lot like a business argument. NASCAR can ignore a driver's ego, but they can't ignore the bottom line. Let's talk about the Cleetus effect. According to data cited by Adam Stern of the Sports Business Journal, that Rockingham O'Reilly race on the CW drew a massive 1.165 million viewers. That is an 11% jump in audience from the exact same race last year. Across the first 7 races of the season, the series was already up 3.6%. But Cleetus didn't just add to the wave, he was the wave. He is an audience magnet. In an era where sports leagues are desperate for Gen Z and millennial eyeballs, Cleetus is hand-delivering millions of them. Every time NASCAR holds him back, they aren't just holding back a driver, they are holding back a massive chunk of their own potential growth. So why the pushback? Maybe it's because Cleetus isn't just a driver they can manage, he's a brand they can't own. While the NASCAR drama was unfolding, Cleetus dropped a nuclear-level announcement, a multi-year partnership with Polaris. Now, on the surface, if you're a casual viewer, you think, cool, a new sponsor. But that is a huge mistake. This isn't just a sponsorship, it's a total integration. Polaris isn't just sticking a sticker on a fender, their own language says it all, powered by Polaris. This deal is baked into the DNA of the Freedom Factory. Cleetus has already surprised his crew with a fleet of new off-road equipment, upgrading the very tools they use to run their events. From track maintenance to content creation, Polaris is now the heartbeat of the operation. But here is the catch, and it's a big one. For years, Cleetus built his world on independent chaos. He was the guy who did it his way, no corporate strings attached. By bringing in a multi-billion-dollar giant like Polaris, the Freedom Factory is officially moving out of the YouTube garage phase and into the national motorsports empire phase. It's a massive upgrade for the team's infrastructure, but it means the stakes are higher. He's no longer just Garrett Mitchell from Florida. He's the face of a global powersports brand. The garage doesn't just revolve around freedom anymore. It revolves around a professional partnership. And if you think a NASCAR no is going to slow him down, think again. Cleetus is doubling down on his own backyard. He recently purchased a Pro Late model from Port City Race Cars with plans to build a whole new division for his Crown Vic events. This is the ultimate Plan B. If the sanctioned bodies won't let him play in their sandbox, he'll just build a bigger sandbox. He's creating a layered motorsports business, drag racing, burnout pads, off-road content, and now Pro Late models. He's building what I call the Disneyland for gearheads. And with Polaris providing the industrial muscle, the Freedom Factory is transforming into a world-class facility that can eventually host events that rival some NASCAR short tracks. So, where does this leave the sport? NASCAR says they want to see progression. But as Cleetus adds more viewers, more sponsors like Polaris, and more facilities to his name, the leverage is shifting. NASCAR needs him more than he needs them. Polaris knows it, the fans know it, and honestly, even guys like Richard Childress have praised the value he brings. The real question isn't if Cleetus will eventually conquer Talladega, it's how much bigger his empire will be by the time NASCAR finally realizes they should have been helping him all along. But I want to hear from you. Is NASCAR being smart by protecting the field and making him earn his stripes? Or are they being too slow with a guy who is clearly good for the sport's survival? Drop a comment below. I read every single one. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button. It helps us reach more gearheads just like you. And don't forget to subscribe for the full story on the garage, the track, and everything in between. Until next time, keep the tires smoking and the boost high. See ya.